go live?
Okay, so we're just live streaming now, guys. Excuse me.
So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world watching our live stream today for the very first live stream Business Live Global lunch in Nottinghamshire in the UK. I'm Victoria Beale, founder of Business Live Global, and here we have Greg from Flying Shark Media, who's one of our duo. You can't see the other chap because he's busy for us, David. David, give us a wave, but I don't think the camera can see, you know.
I'll pass it on to him.
So, guys, just tell us, Greg, about what you're doing for us today and what you guys do, what you're specialists in.
So we're really excited to be here today because it's it's an exciting opportunity. And we, as you say, we're live streaming the event. And yeah, hopefully taking it globally, you know, just getting cameras on it, getting some decent audio and just, yeah, trying to make something awesome, basically, you know.
Fantastic.
And taking it live.
Fantastic. And so how many years has your company been in existence for now?
We've been running for about 5 years as Flying Shark Media. Things have really kind of started to ramp up in this past year, really. Live stream wise, probably about the past year, you know, there's been a ever-growing market for it, you know, and a demand. So we've honed our skills a little bit more and just tried to focus in on that and yeah, hopefully provide something that people want, you know, and deliver it well. That's what we want.
It must be, in the last couple of years particularly, it's become quite the hot thing, really, isn't it, to live stream and have hybrid events like this.
Yeah.
So that's the focus area, which is great, and we're benefiting from it today. So thank you very much for sponsoring our event today. We're delighted to have you here.
Yeah,
and what other services do you provide? Because I know we're going to partner with you on some of those.
Yeah, we do provide other video photographic content services, including aerial. Yeah, and as you say, it's something we're very, very excited to be, you know, getting more involved with yourselves and partnering up with. It's exciting times.
Fantastic. It was a great week that you've joined us because we launched in Africa this week, as you know. So thank you very much, Greg. It's wonderful to have you here, and you and David are doing a fantastic job. And I can see that our first victim has walked through the door. Isn't that great, guys? So we have this first part of Business Live Global outside, so you can't actually see what's going on at the moment, but you will do on our show reel later on. We have some informal networking. And what we're doing is going to bring some of our members in to be interviewed live on the live stream. So may I welcome our first guest? So thank you, Greg. Thank you. Our first guest is Pam Edwards.
Hi, Vicky.
Hello, my darling. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. So tell us, what's your company called and what do you do?
The company is called Phoenix Rising Services, and I specialise in helping people to make lasting personal transformations.
Wow.
Following divorce, redundancy, whatever it might be, something tells people that they want to do something completely different, but they may not know what that something is, or indeed how to get started. So I help them to put the whole thing together, put a plan together, support them on the journey, and light the blue touch paper and let the phoenix rise.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Pam, tell us about some clients. Just tell us a little story about a client that you've helped recently that's really touched you and you feel really proud of.
Oh, goodness me. One particular client comes to mind. She was an older woman and had suffered awful abuse as a child and consequently had lost all her confidence. And working with her and encouraging her to face those demons and work through all of that stuff, we were able to actually create a lady that you wouldn't recognise now. From meeting her in the first place, she would hardly speak.
Wow.
And now you can't shut her up.
Sounds like my kind of woman.
Yes, she's really blossomed into herself and has been able to create an amazing transformation in her life. In fact, within a few months of us working together, starting to work together, she was able to fulfill a lifelong dream of going to Africa to see the elephants in their wild habitat.
Wow.
And, you know, that was an absolutely incredible moment for me when she said, I'm going. there she went, and she had the most amazing time.
Fantastic. Well, listen, that's a wonderful story, Pam. Thank you for sharing. Tell us how people can get in contact with you.
Through the website, which is phoenixrisingservices.uk, or indeed you can just drop me an email through pam@phoenixrisingservices.uk. I'm also on LinkedIn, so you'll definitely be able to find me wherever I am.
And we're just about to put Pam on our website as well, so you can find her details on there. Anyway, thank you, my darling. Enjoy the rest of your lunch today.
I'm sure I will.
Our
do.
Christmas
It's always
themed
a great
lunch.
deal. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
And here we have our next victim.
Tell me where to stand.
You're absolutely fine, my darling. So, this is Jo from Beaumont Coaching. Now, Jo, tell us a bit about your business. How did you set it all up, and why did you set it up?
I set it up in 2008, which was a good year to choose with the recession, because I just felt that I could go out there and really bring coaching to people. That was my original intention, to bring coaching to people. But then within a few months, I'd found out about this amazing concept called resilience, which was unknown back then. And I delved into it, did all the research, and then became the first company to ever deliver resilience training across Europe and the UK.
And I was just going to ask you, you are actually global already, aren't you?
Yes, yeah, we're global, Europe and the UK.
But the sky's the limit with Business Life Global, of course, because I suppose you could do this anywhere now.
Well, yes, because what I've done now is I started off with face-to-face workshops, but I've now put all the content into online workshops, so we can take that anywhere in the world. And obviously it's much more cost-effective than face-to-face workshops. We also have an innovative card game, and we are in the process now of developing some game apps around concepts of resilience and related topics such as assertiveness, and they can go anywhere in the world as well.
This is fantastic. So just as I asked Pam, tell us a little bit about somebody or a group of people that you've helped recently that's really sort of stuck in your mind that you're really proud of.
It's hard to choose because there's two that leap to mind. One is someone whose wedding I went to because he was in real crisis over his relationship. He and his girlfriend had split up, and because of what I said to him, he got back together with her and invited me to the wedding. Wow. And the other person that sticks in my mind is someone who was on one of my face-to-face workshops and sort of looked like the sort of person who is maybe finds the concept of resilience a little bit more difficult than some other people do. Very, very sort of stuck in his habits, had lived the same sort of life for several number of years. And then he came back and he was on one of my leadership and management workshops. And I'd given them an icebreaker, which was tell the group something that nobody knows about you. And what he disclosed was absolutely flabbergasting, because what he said was that, I have to try and put this in a not rude way, that because of the resilience workshop he'd been on, he said, Jo has lit a fire under my backside, and I've gone out and I've changed my life completely. I went on an internet dating site and I had some failures, but I've met a lovely girl now. And we're together, and what she doesn't know is I've bought a ring and we're going on holiday next year, and I'm going to ask her to marry me. And this was someone who was so stuck in their ways that I could just see them living the same life forever and ever. And he couldn't actually tell me the words that I'd said that had made this difference, but it had been along the lines of, what I often say about resilience, it's about choices. Do you want to make this choice and carry on as you are? Or you want to make a more difficult choice and get a much better outcome?
Oh, that's a lovely story, Jo. When I listen to you talk about these things, I'm mesmerised. So if somebody's listening to us now, watching, and they want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to connect with you?
Via my website, which is www.resilience-training.org.uk. Failing that, my name is Jo Higgins-Chetzer, and I'm the only person in the world with my name. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very easy to find
Can you
on the
spell that
internet.
surname for us?
It's Higgins-Chetzer is Higgins hyphen CEZZA.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us today and enjoy your networking experience with us.
Thank you, I will.
See you soon. So here we have our next guest walking towards me. He's a very familiar face with a wonderful shirt on. Let's have a look at that shirt first of all. Just take that in. If you're a Star Wars fan, you might want to zoom into that.
You want to know about me and my character? just read the message on the on the jumper.
So I'm very proud to say that this is actually Matt Udale from Arch Communications. Now, Matt and I go back many years, 10 years plus, I think, from when we started Business Live, the first iteration in 2010. And Matt, your company, Arch Communications, has been going since when?
10 years. It's our 10th anniversary this year. So, yes, we've very much grown together, haven't we?
We have grown together. So, in terms of what we're doing together now, do you want to explain to the audience how we're what our working relationship is?
Yes, well, as you said, I mean, we were members, Arch Communications, which is a public relations and marketing agency. We were members of Business Live back in the day, many years ago. Loved it, loved the format, so relaxing. Networking should be fun, it shouldn't be a task really or a chore. Loved the quiz that was done then and that we revived. So when I knew there was an opportunity to revive the lunches in Nottingham and for us to co-host them, it was a very easy decision for me to actually do that. This is our third lunch today, so we're still learning and still growing the number of people who come. But we've had a great start and it's been very enjoyable. And the buzz we get in the room is fantastic, and that's what you want. You want people who you know are having a good time, feel it's worthwhile, and will come again.
Exactly, well said. I couldn't put it that better myself. So now let's talk about Arch Communications. So what do you do and what makes you so different?
The way we sum up what we do is we tell stories. We are storytellers, that's what we do. So what does that mean? Well, every organisation and every business has something about them that is a bit special. They don't necessarily spot it because they're too close to it, it's part of the day job, or maybe they know what it is but they can't really articulate it in a way that makes a connection with potential customers. So we go through that process with our clients and help them tell the story more effectively. What does that mean? Well, it means lots of different things. So yes, it means about getting publicity, which is what people associate with public relations, through the news media, but more and more these days it's about what are you doing online? What content are you creating for your social media, for your blogs, for your website, and for any other place where you can put content? So it's about creating, raising the profile and really strengthening the reputation of our clients. And we do other things too, very specialised things like, for example, if people do have a negative issue that they have to deal with and the media get involved, we do that, the crisis handling side of things, hopefully help people get out the other side. We do media training for people who have to stand up in front of cameras and talk to journalists and what to say and what not to say. But every client wants something a little bit different from us. So we often do help them create that story. And they'll say, well, can you help me put a marketing brochure together? And yes, absolutely we can. So a lot of it is about the written word, actually.
Fantastic. And just to sort of summarise, industry sectors that you're particularly strong in or you've worked with over the years?
So we've always said we don't specialise, and we think that's a strength. There are lots of agencies in our business who do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that we don't specialise means that we always come to something with a fresh eye and can create new ideas that maybe the clients haven't thought of before. But we do have clients across a wide number of sectors, so healthcare, construction, retail, recruitment and HR. So you can see already just from that short list that we have and actually that makes our job much more fun because as I said already, no two clients want the same thing, and especially if they're in different sectors. What we can do, and we do have access to really comprehensive media databases, for example. So if you're in a particular industry or sector and you really want to get exposure in the trade press for that particular sector, no problem, we can make it happen, because the principles of what makes a story, what's the journalist or publication looking for, is the same whatever type of publication it is.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for that, Matt. It's really interesting. And how do people get in contact with you if they want to get in touch?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Matt Udale, which is spelt Youdale. So the advantage of having a very unusual name is that I'm very easy to find on LinkedIn. Or you can go through the website, which is arch-comms.co.uk, or you can email me, matt@arch-comms.co.uk. I'll always be happy to hear from you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Matt. And here's to another successful lunch today. I look forward to our networking later. Thank you. So we've only got time now for two more people, two more lucky guests. Who's joining me now? Or one more, sorry. I'm being told off. So here we have the lovely Lou Newson from Ketchup Marketing. Now, Lou's recently joined us as a member. Very proud to have her on board. Lou, just tell us a bit about Ketchup, how it all started, and during the lockdown and pandemic, what actually happened to your business? If you can sort of start from the beginning and give us a bit of a timeline.
Okay, timeline. So we're going back sort of almost 13 years when the business was founded by our MD and lead strategist, Michelle. And she worked closely, and they were a team of 3 for many, many years, growing steadily. Only recently that we've expanded with more staff, and that's sort of come about predominantly with the growth that we saw in the lockdown period. Initially, we locked down like everybody else. We panicked. Everyone shut down. The clients all disappeared and panicked. But then what we found is we were then getting inquiries. Obviously, everyone had to pivot to digital marketing. And rather than the predominantly local businesses that we were dealing with before, we had inquiries nationally. And then we started getting inquiries internationally once that work we'd been doing with those bigger clients was getting spotted by other people in the industry. So we now work with clients in Canada and the United States, as well as the whole of the UK. We have now expanded to a team of 15. We have more new starters joining us next month and a continued growth plan going into 2022.
That's a fantastic story, and it's so nice to hear something positive from something so negative that's happened in the last 2 years. In terms of people wanting to connect with you, if they like what you've said, what's the best way to do that?
Best way to get in touch with me is LinkedIn, Lou Newson. I'm always on LinkedIn. Or a good old-fashioned phone call, 01476 852 990.
And that's obviously with the dialing code 0044 in front of it,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
drop the one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lou, and thank you for joining Business Live Global. Lovely
you.
to see you again. So I think that is the end of our guest interviews at this time. And we have a slide on the screen, I believe, that you would like me to talk about. Is that yes? Okay. So I'm going to tell you a bit about Business Live Global and just some of the reasons why people join us and why they're joining us all over the world. As you probably are aware, we have launched in Africa Wednesday this week in Uganda. And to my surprise, the Deputy Prime Minister joined BLG as a member herself. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. So what we're asking you to do is we're passionate about Business Live Global. You can help us to grow the network, not just for ourselves, but for yourself. And you'll also be rewarded at the same time. So if you come along to a Business Live lunch and you bring a guest, you're only actually going to pay £20 plus VAT. That's here at the Nottingham. It could be different in different parts of the country in the UK, but that's where it is here in Nottingham. So you'll get £5 saving for members and £10 saving for non-members. And if you start to build our membership, then you'll also get a 20% share of the membership as well. So we now have our guests walking into the room, I believe. So I don't know if we want to lose the slide on the screen. And
Well, we're going to talk to that in a second.
okay, okay. So camera, we're panning the room now, are we? Fantastic. Come and sit down. Hi, Wilson. Hello, everyone. Welcome. All our wonderful guests are walking in now as we speak. Is that everyone?
sell coffee. If anyone wants to hang a coat up, there's a coat at the back.
Right, so is that everyone? Is that everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Right, so what I'm going to ask some people to do is, because we've got this table's okay, that one's okay. Would you three like to go and populate yourselves on one of those two tables, please, for me, darlings? Okay.
Me to be a table.
You can to have a toss up between you and Caroline.
No, that's fine. Caroline can do her bit.
Right, so we're just setting up now for the beginning of the presentation. We've got David, our CTO, sat here, my business partner. Say hello, Dave.
Hi everybody, good day to you wherever you are.
And Dave's going to be looking after some of the technical stuff for us here. And then you've met Matt already. And I think Matt's going to welcome everyone and kick things off today.
Can I do that?
Yeah, I'll hand the baton to you.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for coming, great to see you, and I know a few people didn't get the memo, so sorry about that, but those of you who did and have got a Christmas theme in your clothing, fantastic, thank you very much. It's only because I wanted a rare opportunity to wear this jumper. You're very welcome. For those of you who haven't been before, there is a table host who will sort of help you to network on your own tables. There'll be lots of opportunity to do that. We're going to have a quiz in a minute, which is a fun icebreaker thing that we do every time. Hopefully you will enjoy. We always theme it. So surprise, surprise, this year, this time the theme is around Christmas. Before we launch into that, I just wanted to, we've been having a real hard think about how we can add extra value to the people who come to these lunches and indeed who become members of Business Live Global. So we wanted to put this offer out there, which is going to exist from now onwards really, was if you bring a guest, and you can bring as many guests as you like to a lunch, the cost of the lunch to you reduces. So there'll be a big saving for you. So if you're a non-member, normally it would cost you £30. Instead it would be, there's a big saving for you there. And if you're a member, even if you're a member, you'll save money. So we wanted to make you aware of that. Why are we doing that? Well, of course, the more people come, the more interesting it is for you guys, because you'll be fresh faces in the room. So we just wanted to mention that. And similarly, if you introduce someone to our lunches who then becomes a member, we'll give you 20% of their membership fee. So just bear that in mind, please. We hope that will be a nice incentive for you. Dave, you can give me the next slide, please. That's okay. As promised, this is the last of the hard sells. We also wanted to say that as this gets established, this is still only our third lunch, so we're still learning, and we're very grateful for the support that you've shown us. There will be sponsorship opportunities moving forward where you can sponsor a lunch and you get lots of things for it. I'm not going to go through them all. They're all there on the screen, but you get a lot of tickets for a start. So you can bring contacts, and you also potentially get a lot of exposure for your organisation or business. So please bear that in mind. If that feels like too much for you, then we can also give you an opportunity to have a dedicated speaking slot at one of our lunches for a much reduced fee of £50 plus VAT. So just something for you to think about as we move forward. And certainly when we get into next year and we hope to grow the audiences for these, we hope that will be quite a useful thing for you. So enough of the hard sell. Apologies for doing it. I think it's time for our quiz now, Dave. So on your tables, you have got an answer sheet. Hopefully there are some pens around. So if one of you can just be responsible for writing down your answers. It's only for fun. There's no particular prize for this, but so there's just a bit of kudos for you. We're competing by table, obviously. We'll take them away during the lunch and mark them and let you know what the results are later on. So if we're all poised. Yes, this is the quiz actually runs on a piece of prepared video. I will read out the questions and then you'll have about 15 seconds to jot your answers down. So once we start playing the video, it will carry on going forward. So if you missed a question, tough.
Okay, is everybody ready? Let's see all the brain boxes in the room. Going to kick it off now.
So question 1, how many ghosts show up in A Christmas Carol? Okay, your time's up on that one. Yes, we've got a Christmas theme. So question 2, which country did eggnog come from? So question 3, what words follow Silent Night in their song or hymn? Don't speak too soon. There might be a couple of killer questions coming. Question 4. The movie Miracle on 34th Street is based on a real-life department store. What is it? I love that film, especially the old black and white version. Great. Question 5. Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree?
Table number 1 seems to be answering these questions quicker than table number 3.
Question 6. How many gifts in total were given in the 12 Days of Christmas song? How good is your maths? Told you there'd be the odd killer question. Question 7. 3 of Santa's reindeer's names begin with a D. What are those names? So we're now into our music round. You get a point for the song name, a point for the artist, and a point for the year it was number 1. Can you turn the volume up? Bit tougher, this one. So, how did you do? We'll tell you later on, after lunch. But thanks for taking part. For me, that's always been the best part of Business Live lunches, because it's just a bit of fun. But the music questions used to kill me every time. So hopefully there was someone on your table who knows their music. So we now going to hand over to your table host so that you can introduce yourself and do a little bit of ice-breaking networking before we actually receive our food. Is there anything you would like to say, Vicky, before we get into it?
Yes, would you mind? Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Matt. It was lovely, as always. Right, I'm Victoria, the founder of Business Live Global, and I just wanted to tell you, first of all, these two wonderful gentlemen here are representing Flying Shark Media. There's Greg and there's David, and they're live streaming our event today, which is very exciting. So broadcasting live across YouTube at the moment. The link is available. We will give it to you shortly. You can perhaps pop it out on your LinkedIn. That would work, wouldn't it? So people can see what you're up to today, if you're supposed to be in the office working. So thank you guys for sponsoring our event today. Could you give them all a round of applause for me, please? Thank you. And what else I was going to tell you? A bit of good news this week. We launched in Africa on Wednesday. We launched in London yesterday. And obviously we're here today. So it's been a bit of a long week for me. But in Africa, we launched in Uganda. It was broadcast live across the Ugandan TV stations. And the first Deputy Prime Minister, Rebecca Kadaga, actually joined as a Business Live Global member. She announced it on the day and officially welcomed BLG to Africa. So how cool is that? So you're, as much as you're part of today's Nottinghamshire network, you're part of a global network. So just wanted you to know about that. So thanks for listening, and table hosts, over to you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sit here. That's our table.
I think when it comes to lunch, unless we set something.
Based. That would be lovely.
2 seconds before we do that, because this is going out live. So, as you introduce yourself to the table, why don't you use this microphone and introduce yourself to the world?
Oh my goodness. Nothing like being put on the spot, is there? So is it going ahead live? So yeah, good afternoon everybody. It's a pleasure to be here at the Crowne Plaza in Nottingham, invited by Caroline. Caroline, go back a few years now. Caroline has been prevalent and an instigator in my business to help me with my marketing. My passion is peak body balance practitioner, which I help people to achieve the best they can be with their body, mind and body, which links into the other things I do with Kundalini Yoga, which is an amazing concept to help you achieve everything you want to within mind, body, spirit. Also do transformational coaching, so I help people achieve where they want to be going in life, what their journey is, what their purpose is. I've just wrote my second book, which has just been published, called Finding Your Divinity, which is about finding your true path, again, to where you want to be. So there's a lot of aspects with what I do on a very personal level, and it's about being authentic. So I walk my path, I'm true to who I am, and I think that's what makes any business authentic, when you know you can do that.
How did you, what's your journey?
It's my own transformational journey that brought me into it. So I think that everybody is looking for a feeling of who they want to be, with calm, living their own, who they want to be from a very personal level. And it's about, I think we touched on it today, not being put down for not being able to speak in public. And I joined Toastmasters a few years ago and ended up being president. And it was, most people's fears are talking in public, so that was a huge hurdle for me to get over. So it's a stepping stone. Everything you do in your life takes you to where we are today. So I'm just helping people get on that stepping stone and to take them to where they want to be and what they want to achieve. So that's my, thank you very much.
Wonderful to hear the updates as well. So thank you, and it's just a pleasure to see you here amongst Business Live Global today, Judy, sharing your amazing wisdom and knowledge.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're very, very welcome. So we're going to hand over to Joe. So we're going to hear a bit about Joe. So if you let us know who you are, what your company is, where are you based, and what you want to share with people today, that would be lovely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my name's Jo Higgins-Chetzer. I'm the founder of Beaumont Training, and we specialise in resilience training, so helping people to overcome difficulties and challenges and become stronger because of it. I started the company in 2008 because I was, I think, one of the first in the UK to find out about this amazing resilience concept that's now quite widely known, but started delivering it back in 2009 and saw the difference that it made to people's lives. I'm based here in Nottingham, but before the pandemic I used to work across the whole of the UK and Europe. I suppose now really I'm looking for partners, because I've had to take my face-to-face workshops and put them into online content, which I've done, created some amazing content. And I'd be looking for partners who want to take this content into other areas of the UK, other areas across the globe. This is my card game that I created, which is a resilience building card game. Never yet found anyone who didn't like it. That sort of takes concepts of resilience and gets you playing it in a fun way. This year, because of the pandemic, we've been concentrating on developing game apps. So we're developing game apps around the concept of resilience and related ideas such as assertiveness. This is stuff that can just go nationally, globally, whatever. So I'd be very interested in hearing from people who work with large companies who are very interested in well-being, or anyone who's interested in a partnership across the globe. Thank you.
Fantastic. I love cards. And there's quite a few businesses who create oracle cards or business cards, cue cards, things to help them, and
this is a game.
Great way that it's a game. Absolutely fantastic. So
maybe we should bring it along one of the times we can all play it.
We should play the game.
Yeah.
That's fantastic how you've pivoted the business as well. Do more online. I think people have had their eyes open more to online potentials as well, and we've had to, haven't we? But they're very interesting, very interesting.
And one of the things you can do with the card game, once you've learned how to play it, you then create your own versions of some of the cards, which are extremely relevant to your context, your particular situation, the things which challenge your resilience, and that goes down really well with corporates.
And so well needed in
Yes.
wellbeing today.
Yes.
So lovely to welcome you to Business
Thank
Life
you.
Global, Joe.
Thank you.
So I'm going to hand over to Lou, and we'd love to hear from you, Lou.
Thank you.
And tell us what you do, where you're from, and a bit more about your business.
Okay, so I'm Lou and I'm from Ketchup Marketing. I'm the head of the account management department there. We're a team of 15 and we're a full service agency where we specialise. We work as your marketing department if you don't have one in-house, or if you have got an in-house team but you've got an overspill or need some help in specialist areas where you don't have that skill in-house. That's where we slot in alongside your in-house team. We do work across a whole variety of sectors, but we specialise in really predominantly in 3 areas. One is heritage and estates, so helping you get ticket sales for your events. We've recently helped Belvoir Castle with their Regency Christmas ticket sales, and financial services. We've got many, many years of experience in the team working in the financial services sector, and a growth area for us is e-commerce retail clients, so helping you take your online sales and grow those in the digital market. So team is expanding. We're taking on more staff again next month, and we'll be opening a second office, so we're sort of spreading further out into the Midlands, but at the moment headquarters is in Buckminster, a very rural office in Leicestershire. And
It's exciting, isn't it?
it's exciting times. We've got a sort of a growth plan of where we want to be, and it's an exciting time for us because we have grown quite rapidly. But
Definitely demand, isn't it?
there is a huge demand, but then we find that staff are in. Recruitment is really tricky because everybody is looking for skilled marketing staff at the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm curious, where's your second office going to be?
It was going to be revealed. We're going to do a big reveal, so I'm not going to say. But opening 2022. But there will be an announcement. But
That sounds very exciting. Yeah.
Okay.
So lovely to welcome you today.
thank
to
you.
Business Life
It's
Global,
lovely to
Lou.
be here because I loved the quiz. I always love coming here for the quiz.
The quiz is great fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to pass on to Matt, who is the host of Business Life Global Nottingham.
Yes, for my sins. So I'll just talk a little bit about me and my business, which is Arch Communications. We're a Nottinghamshire-based award-winning public relations agency. We do a little bit of marketing, but we really focus on public relations. And what does that mean? Well, it's all about helping improve other people's opinions of you. So it's about influencing opinion, and that's done in lots of different ways. It's about helping you get your story right. We describe ourselves as storytellers. So what is special about your business? Are you telling that and articulating that in the right way? And then how do you apply that to everything that you do? And that might be through publicity with the news media. I'm a BBC journalist by background. I did 18 years with the BBC. So once a journalist, always a journalist. It wires your brain, which is quite handy when you're trying to sell a story into the news media. We deal also with the flip side of that, so we deal with negative issues and crisis management. We've done quite a lot of that for public sector organisations over the years, and we also do media training, so helping people to do really effective news interviews, especially when the issue is a negative one. But then there's also an awful lot of written content, so we write a lot of content for websites. We manage social media accounts for clients. We do blogging for people who haven't got the time or don't really, writing's not one of their things. And it's all about applying that story and getting it consistent. So it's all about the brand, and most people, I think, do understand this, but some people make the mistake of thinking the brand is their logo. Well, it's not. Your brand is what's the first thought and emotion that comes into your head when someone mentions your company name. That's your brand. So it's about trying to create an emotional attachment. So that's what we do. We're a small team. There's 4 of us at the minute. We've lost a couple during COVID, but we're still here and we're recovering from that. We work for a really wide range of organisations, from really big ones, so large NHS trusts and local authorities, universities. We've worked for the government before, down to really small one-man band startup companies and small charities. So we're quite versatile in what we do. That's Arch Communications. I'll say one last thing about us is that, because I'm quite passionate about this, when I set my business up 10 years ago, I'm passionate about, how do I describe this? I really hate bad business practice, people rip-off merchants, basically. So I wanted my business to be doing something good. So We give away at least 10% of our profit every year. In fact, over the 10 years that we've been going, it's averaged over 20%. So we've given away about £150,000 of profit, either through profit or through pro bono work for charities, and we do it all within a 10-mile radius of where we're based in East League, just on the Nottingham-Leicester border. Just something about, so hopefully it says something about the type of people that we are.
I think that's really nice to give back. I think giving back is a great feeling, and being able to show that, you know, we are putting back into the communities around us to support them. But I just want to say something about PR, because it's always it's one of those hidden gems of marketing, and if people do it right, then that helps their brand, it helps the publicity, and it helps them to grow. And it's lovely to know that we have that facility in the East Midlands with Arch Communications. And thanks for all the hard work you're doing.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think one thing I say about PR, people think sometimes that PR and marketing are separate things. They're really not. PR is just another marketing tool.
It is absolutely, and a very important one that people overlook. So
Yeah.
love the stories. Yeah, let's keep the stories rolling.
Definitely.
And yeah, lovely to see you, Matt. So we're going to just hand
Yeah,
it over
absolutely.
now
Thank
to
you,
Matt.
Mike,
Thank you.
'cause we want to hear from
I did
Mike.
find some, if anyone wants to cut, I found some at the bottom. They're a bit bent because they've been at the bottom of my bag.
Oh, we don't mind. We can throw those around. So let's hear from you, Mike.
Afternoon, everybody. So my name is Mike Burt. I work for a local IT company called Your IT Departments, based in Eastwood, in Nottingham.
How is Craig? Is he all right?
He's doing very, very well. Yeah, he's had the afternoon off, so he's probably watching this video with a beer in his hand afterwards. So yeah, we have a team of 16. I've been in the industry over 30 years now, predominantly with BT, and I was brought into Your IT Departments just to add that extra value, knowing the parochial message, you know, knowing Nottingham people as well. I'm Nottingham born and bred, and it's all about relationships with our company. So it's not about IT and the technology, it's all about you and your business and what we can do for you, how we can improve your journey and get you to where you need to be. It's not about products and services. One of the biggest things for us has been during COVID and lockdown. Obviously, technology has come to the forefront, and people's realised that they need to be more agile, working from home more, and also being secure. That's one of the hardest things that people realised, that they could work from home. They had a laptop that was in the home environment, but it wasn't secure. So now we're starting to come out of lockdown. They're starting to realise that the cyber aspect has had a huge impact on their businesses, as well as the technology as well, not being there to be able to allow their staff to work from home and be as effective as they should be. So being a local business, and saying we're local, we look after businesses all throughout the UK. We're looking around 120 different types of businesses of different various sizes. But it's all about cybersecurity as well now. That's one of the biggest messages that we're driving home, because it's prevalent. It's when you're going to be attacked,
Scary,
not if.
isn't it?
It's yeah. I mean, by the end of today, you'll probably all be walking away with tinfoil wrapped around your mobile phones after you've had conversations with me. I do tend to scare my guests quite a bit in regards to what you should and shouldn't be doing and your best behaviours. But it's all about education. It says we're the weakest link. We can educate you, we can throw technology and software and all these aspects at you, but it's all about the human being, making sure that you take on board the scary world that is out there.
Absolutely, and technology underpins everything.
It
that
does,
we're doing in
absolutely.
business, and it's escalated even further over the past 18 months.
It has, and it's one of those where, you know, before lockdown, disaster recovery was something that just happened to people that lived in floodplains, or, you know, we're never going to have a fire, we're never going to flood. That was a disaster recovery conversation that businesses used to have. It was never about a pandemic, so we'd all have to work from home. How are we going to achieve that? And that came to its forefront last year, is how the heck are we going to work from home? How do my staff do this? So it was nice to be in that position to say, I'm here to help, this is what we can do, and we're going to get you to a better position. So,
fantastic. Well, lovely to see
yes,
you.
thank you for
Welcome
inviting me.
to Business Live Global Nottingham.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hand over to your better half, I suppose.
Absolutely, yes.
We're going
That's your opinion.
love to hear from you, Lisa.
Hi, I work for PHS Group. They're a UK nationwide company. We are abroad as well. But I tend to deal with businesses' hygiene aspect of their business. So obviously pandemic, hand sanitisers, things like that. Our big sort of buzzword at the minute is air care and looking after the environment that we sit in all day, every day. So that air that we sit and breathe is dirtier than the one outside. So it's all about looking at what we can do. And that is a wellbeing product as well, because it's companies that really care about their teams and how they are within the office. But obviously we do the ground stuff as well, so like the soaps and the air fresheners and the needs. So yeah, I look after Nottingham, half of Derby as well, and some of Leicester, Mansfield. So I am in the Notts area, the East Midlands. So
it's good though, you know, a lot of people take those things for granted, don't they?
Yeah.
And you know, the air that we breathe, how clean is it?
Yeah.
It's one
I
of
think,
those
I think
areas
COVID has really
COVID has
made
brought
people
that to the
think
forefront.
about it probably for the first time.
It does as well, and the problem that we have is like we've got the school union saying that the schools need these in because children are sat there with the windows open, their coats on. And it's a simple fix, but obviously, but the funding, obviously, schools are very tight, aren't they? They don't have a lot of budget, so it's a catch-22 for some areas. But it is a good, it's a good thing. It's a good product, and people need to think about it. It's not just COVID related either. It helps with sickness and. Any airborne disease, any airborne colds, flus, pollen even. So it's a good opportunity to think about, the whole aspect of it, not just be COVID related.
And a new aspect of fresh air.
Absolutely.
What is fresh
Absolutely.
air? And what are we putting on our skins, in our bodies, what's absorbed?
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole well-being aspect, it's so
I think people are getting more paranoid about coming back into the office workspace again, and people are obviously at arm's length and we don't know how to deal with it. And something of these products that Lisa can offer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're like, it just gives somebody some security about being with other people again. Because obviously I've worked through the pandemic, and I'm sure a lot of you will have. I go into clients' premises, so care homes, schools. It's just offering security that when people do come to your premises, that you've got that, looking after you in the background. And I just think it's something to bear in mind if you are in an office space. You have visitors, you have a team. It's just a nice, safe thing to have going off in the background.
And in households potentially as well.
Yeah, I mean, ours are purely business ones. They do a domestic, sort of variety of it, but I deal with the commercial side of the business. So yeah,
I can think of all sorts of things that
benefit. I mean, when you start going,
you start thinking about those areas.
When you start
where
talking
you
to
can,
people that like that, you can
impact.
see their eyes getting bigger and bigger.
Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely something to think about.
Oh, fantastic.
So,
well, lovely to welcome you
no,
as well,
thank you for having
Lucy.
me.
I suppose I'll do my bit. So, it's lovely to welcome you all here today. I'm Caroline Sylvia Ragg, and I run a business called the Starflower Company. And we are strategic marketers, so another marketing professional. But I do believe that everybody works very differently, and people buy people. I've been in this industry for 30 years. I run my business very strategically, so I'm a strategic marketer, so we look at the analysis, the structure, the planning, the processes. We've created our own income stream maps to help businesses to look at the whole area of their organisation and their business and how they can actually earn the cash and earn the money, and then we apply the right marketing activities to go with that. So we're based in Derby, but we serve clients all over the UK and the world. So we do events, we run groups, we work privately one-to-one with people as well, and we are running events, workshops, webinars. I'm also part of a big group of entrepreneurs and coaches based in London, serving clients all over. So we work as marketing coaches for those clients as well, and I'm very proud. I'm not going to announce it now. I'll let Victoria do that, but I'll just hold you in suspense on that one with what we're doing with Business Live Global. So I'm very proud to be a member of Business Live Global, and it's lovely to spread the word about this amazing network, 'cause it's more than just networking. It's creating those strategic connections and alliances with people that we can connect and collaborate with. And, you know, my philosophy is to grow through collaboration.
I think that's become a big word.
No.
It's changed people. It's not. I think people realise you don't have to be cutthroat all the time. You know, there's room for all of us.
Yes, yeah. So, okay, so I think that's our rounds. Time for lunch. So, do we turn this off?
If you want to give that to me, Caroline.
There we go.
I'm going to
Right,
use it
thank
later
you.
on. Thank you.
I'm vegetarian.
Vegetarian as well? Yes. And are you also vegetarian?
Yes. It's not that big. Who would like to go first?
Yeah. So, right. Are we ready to start with all this? No. Oh, thank you. Right. You dip the microphone into your gravy and you get started. Then we can all do that. That was the other thing about Uganda. They were spraying the microphone before everybody spoke to it. Because obviously it's a bit, everything's higher and you know. Right. I'm going to start, so. Yeah. Okay, I'm Wilson, your table host for today. I'm an accountant. Alba, financial accountants. Alba, Scottish Gaelic for Scotland. Also my daughter's middle name. So, and some more dinner's been arriving. So, I'm now going to pass it. I don't know whether they're being filmed yet or not, but I'll pass it over to Donna to carry on. It'll be recorded.
I'm Donna Applin from Action Coach in Chesterfield. I'm Business Development Manager for them, and we look at business growth, strategic planning, and looking at increasing profits. We do a lot of work with little independent businesses within the community, which we pride ourselves on. We also hold lots of like the free events for businesses to come along to find out exactly what we actually do and if they then want to work with us. So that's me.
Is it working? Is it working? Hi, I'm Susan from Susan Trusella Studio. I'm a product photographer and personal brand photographer. I work with creatives, makers and online shop owners creating product shots in my studio and also on location. And I also work with female founders, helping them get more visible and stand out online.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Hucknall. I'm the Chief Executive at Nottinghamshire Hospice. We are an organisation, a charitable partner who are here today. We are an organisation who provides end of care life to people across Nottingham and Nottinghamshire. So we are here today to meet people who can support our organisation.
I'm hoping I've got my back. Hi, I'm Suze from The New Fat. We're a design agency and we help all sorts of different kinds of businesses with their brand and promotional material online and in print. That's it really. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Liz. I work for Nottinghamshire Hospice in a capacity as a registered nurse, and we provide care for people in their own homes from the last few months and the last days. And we provide this in various forms, and it's all funded via charity. And we're here to get our word out a bit.
Hi everyone. Excuse me. Hi everyone, my name is Pam Edwards. I am the owner of Phoenix Rising Services, and I specialise in helping clients to create lasting personal transformations and exciting new chapters in their lives. and sometimes that will result in them creating their own business, and I help them to do that as well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Stephen Beresford from Tailored Lifetime Mortgages, property wealth advice for the over 55s. I'm here today as a guest of Action Coach. I help people release the equity from their property for various different forms. Thank you.
Hi, and it's back to me again. So what I'd like to just say to everybody, because I'm an accountant, and accountants tend to be classed as being boring. I am boring, and I'm worried because I'm wearing this, and I'm frightened because I'm wearing a jumper. So what I'm going to ask Donna to hold this for me, and I'm going to take it off because we can't be seen to be excited. So I'll do it this way round.
Hi, for those who are watching from UK or abroad, what we're going to do now is let these lovely people have their yummy food here at the Crowne Plaza Hotel, Nottingham, and we're just going to point the camera to one of our banners so people can eat freely. For those of you who are tuned in still, thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to put the mic down now, leave the stream running, and we'll be back talking once everybody's had their lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry to interrupt you, but this is now live. For those who are listening at home and for those in the room, I'd just like you to pay attention to the screen. So the gentleman that you're looking at this moment in time is Maganda, and he is in Uganda. Maganda from Uganda.
Uganda from Uganda.
Okay, so, and the small picture that you can see at the top there, Mr. James Castle, he is in Canada right now, and he is our new Business Live Global chairman. So I'm going to pass this over to Victoria.
Thank you very much,
There
Dave.
we go.
So you should be able to see me now on the live stream and Zoom. We're zooming and streaming at the same time. And we're copying our cousins in Africa. Yeah. Because we had a fantastic... So let me just mute myself because I'm getting feedback, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to turn... Can you hear the delay? If you guys can mute yourselves, I'm going to mute you all because otherwise I'm going to get terrible feedback and delays and I can't concentrate. Right, that's better. Right, so thumbs up, guys, if you can hear me on the Zoom. You can hear me? I think you can hear me through the live stream. Can you hear me? Hear me on the Zoom? Yes? Okay, fine. Yeah, perfect. James has answered. Right, that's fine. Okay, so as we're just going to do a little interruption here so these guys can introduce themselves. So James Castle, we appointed as our chairman for Business Live Global this month. So I'm delighted to welcome James, and I'm going to now unmute James so he can actually talk to you all and tell you what he's been doing in his entrepreneurial career. It's very interesting, and how he will be working with Business Live Global. So, James, if you can unmute yourself. Perfect. Over to you, my love.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes? Perfect. I just want to say very nice to meet everybody. I'm sorry I cannot be there, but I am talking to you from the very cold and snowing Canada. I live outside of Toronto in a small town, well, actually a big town called Kitchener. My name is James Castle. I'm the new chairperson for Business Live Global. I'm also the chairman for the Cybersecurity Global Alliance in partnership with NS Communications in Geneva, Switzerland, which I'm sure Victoria has told many of you about. Inside my career, I work in the defense sector. I'm also the Chief Executive Officer and Chief Security Officer for the Terranova Defense Group, which is a group of companies that work together that specialize in cybersecurity, defense, aerospace, and a number of other areas, being ranked as one of Canada's top defense companies in 2020 and 2021. I'm also a Canadian ambassador for the EU Commission think tank, based in Brussels, called Drone Think Do, and we represent over 70,000 high-profile tech companies in 64 countries globally. For myself, I've worked in the emergency management sector, and I'm very familiar with working with countries around the world. And the creation of the Cybersecurity Global Alliance, working with BLG on global strategies, allows us to open up a new birth and a new gateway to communications globally. And thanks to our NS partners, all of this is completely possible. We have engagements in a number of different ways. We work in public safety and emergency management. And we work closely with NATO and working with commercialized technology and defensive technologies. But our mandate is saving lives with technology, so whatever we're involved in is always around saving lives. I just want to say once again, thank you very much for being here. It is an absolute honor to be talking to you today. I would much rather do it in person. And to our new African cousins, welcome to BLG. And we are looking to following your footsteps by opening up BLG in Canada and the United States starting January 1st, 2022. Thanks again, folks. Have a great lunch. I hope you're having a great meeting, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, James. That was wonderful. And I'm just going to unmute Maganda now, who is our head of Africa, who can address the crowds. Please unmute yourself, Maganda.
Hi, Victoria.
Hello, my darling.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, I can go ahead.
So we'd like you to address the crowd. Tell us what you're doing with us, what your role is, and what you're doing in Africa and the great work. And you can summarise our event together on Wednesday.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much, Victoria, for this opportunity. I must say that I'm excited to see how the luncheons are being done back there in the UK. Business Live Global is working together with Tanya Innovations. And I head BLG Africa. We just launched yesterday Batch 1, and it was a wonderful event. The government, the common people are very excited about these initiatives. And we're happy that UK has been able to teach us one thing, and that is something that we are ready to ride on very well. This afternoon, we've also enjoyed the introduction, the personalities that are in that room. It is amazing, and we are certainly excited that we shall be able to network with you. And in the current global world, there is no master of everything. Everybody has something that he brings on the table, and once we learn from each other, we could be able to effectively utilize the natural intelligence God has given us to make the world better for everybody. So I want to thank you all, and I wish you a nice luncheon. And I hope that we shall have more of this. Maybe when the economy opens up, who knows, I think the next time I should be on a plane to come and, have a physical interaction. Although I still thank COVID that if it wasn't for COVID, maybe we would not have made these stretches that Victoria has made towards Africa. We would not have been looking for each other. But I think out of the fear and the threats that COVID brought, we have all woken up to make sure that we survive and we defeat the threats that COVID has brought across. I wish you a nice lunch, and God bless you.
Thank you, Maganda. So there you can see just an insight into how special this network is becoming globally. And now I'm going to pass over to my wonderful biz partner next to me, Matt Udell. The other guys on the Zoom, we will come back to you later, so please stay online. And Matt's going to introduce our blatant plug, I believe, or
Absolutely.
Story, whatever we call it these days.
Yes. We do have a section called Blatant Plug, which, as I said at the beginning, if you want to talk about your own particular business, we can make that happen for you. Some of you who aren't regular members, attenders of our lunches, may not know that we have an adopted charity, which is the Nottinghamshire Hospice. And we have a couple of guests with us from the hospice today, and I'd like to invite you to come up. Please have a seat next to me, and we're going to have a bit of a chat and hopefully tell you a bit more about what the hospice does. £1 of every ticket sale from these events goes towards the hospice, and we will be looking for further opportunities to support the hospice as we move forward. If you'd like to come on the other side of me, I'll sit in the middle, and then I can reach you both with the microphone. So I have with me here two people from Nottinghamshire Hospice. If you'd just like to introduce yourselves one by one, give us your name and job title, that'd be great.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Rachel Hucknall and I'm the Chief Exec at Notts Hospice.
So we've got the boss with us, fantastic.
And my name's Liz Ekweru. I'm a registered nurse working for the hospice.
Right, so that's fantastic because we can talk about the sort of the business side of the hospice and also about the care side. So I'm going to start with you, Liz. I think most people know what a hospice is about. It's about caring for people at the end of their lives. But actually, the way this happens, I know, at Nottinghamshire Hospice is a bit different. Do you want to explain that?
Well, we don't have any inpatient beds. The site isn't big enough, and the money it would cost that is huge. So we provide all of our care for our patients in their own home. And we have 3 different services doing that. We have a hospice in your home service where someone like myself, a registered nurse or an experienced healthcare assistant, would spend a whole night, which would be 9 hours, or maybe a day shift, about 5 hours, with that patient, meaning that the family can rest, get some sleep. Some of our patients live on their own, so it's safety. And it's about keeping them safe at home, preventing them from having to go into hospital or into a care home or their condition to deteriorate. We work alongside the district nurses, we liaise with them, we use the same computerised system for notes. And so that support we give the family, especially so they can sleep, means they can maintain and keep that loved one at home where they wish to be. We also have a overnight service, which is a sort of a drop-in service run by experienced healthcare assistants, and that it's nice to have some planned visits for people that we know, particularly people who live at home and need a visit during the night. And also anyone who's got a palliative condition in Nottinghamshire can ring them and ask for a visit for some personal care, for some emotional support. And then prior to COVID, we had a day therapy unit in the hospice where people came in for 4 or 5 hours to have complementary therapy and various things that we'd provided there, nursing as well. Obviously, COVID, that had to stop, so they chose to redeploy the staff into a team. It's called the Hospital Outreach Discharge Service, where we provide packages of care for people in their own home to keep them at home. Normally, they tend to be very much in their last weeks. It's a concept called Fast Track, which is over the country, which comes in when someone's deteriorating rapidly and have weeks before to live. And it's all funded by the sort of social care at that point. And we'll provide packages of care to keep people at home and also to facilitate discharge out of hospital to come home and be able to die in their own homes. That's made that, I would say, over COVID is probably the biggest difference we've had. More people are actively choosing to come home to die. Because obviously if you're in hospital in the middle of COVID, you have no visitors. It's not the place, ideally the place to be. So a lot more people are choosing to come home, and they may only come home and be at home for 2 or 3 days occasionally, but they're with their family in their own home, with their dog on the bed, with the washing machine going and the kettle and the relatives all popping in how it should be. So that's what we do.
Really important work, I think everyone here will agree. And there's also bereavement support for people after the person you've been caring for has died too.
Yes, there is. There's a lot, and I think that's increased as well for people. I think the demand has gone up massively from what I'm aware, and some of that is some of it's face-to-face and some of it's also online. They've expanded those services. And I think that's something when we're in people's homes, if I'm there overnight, I'm there for 9 hours, and sometimes the relatives don't go to bed for 2 or 3 hours because they just want to talk. They want to have, we can give a lot of information to them to provide them with support afterwards. And I know that the bereavement service always contacts the family of everybody who's died in our care to offer that support and backup. And it might not be that month, it might be the following year that they need that support, but it's there for them. So yeah.
Thanks Liz, very much. So we heard mention of hospital discharges there. Already I think you can start to see that actually the hospice as a charity is massively helping our local health service and indeed social services as well by taking pressure off them, by looking after people that would otherwise have to either stay in hospital or be in the care of social services. So this is charity supporting, if you like, the official system. And I do know actually that the hospice, I should state a bit of an interest. I used to be a trustee of the hospice. But the NHS actually also has contracts with the hospice to so the NHS does pay the hospice to provide some of these services because the NHS recognise it actually without the hospice their job would be even harder than it already is. So I'm going to turn to Rachel now. Now Rachel, I know you're quite new as a chief exec. How long have you been at the hospice?
I've been there 5.5 months now.
Okay, so you're finding your feet. So where did you come from?
So I've always worked in healthcare. I'm a Nottingham person. My most recent job, I was operations director for 7 years for a global healthcare company. So that was very interesting during COVID, trying to manage getting PPE down the Amazon to clinics in Brazil and getting flights from China with PPE on over to Romania. So it was a challenging period. So yes, took a slight change in direction. I say I'm a Nottingham person. Realised I was putting a huge amount of effort into a sort of a global organisation, and actually there was a local organisation that would have benefited. And I think for all of us, it's a local charity, and end-of-life care and the work of the hospice will, touches my friends, my family, my neighbours. So it just really mattered to me that I was sort of putting my efforts into a more local environment.
Early days, but what are your first impressions?
I can honestly say, so I've been there 6 months, I can say I've laughed every day. I think people think that the hospice is quite a serious place, but actually, you know, our title is Adding Life to Days, and we just laugh so much. The day patients that come in, we have such good fun with them. Yesterday they were making rocky roads, and honestly, you'd thought they were doing open heart surgery. They've got gloves on and masks, and there was chaos everywhere. So it's great. I think the overriding thing I've felt is the passion the staff have for what they do, because clearly, as Liz has explained, what the staff do is priceless, absolutely priceless. And I think it's quite rare you work in an organisation where everyone culturally has that core of them, you know, and you cut them down the middle and it would say Nottinghamshire Hospice. And so as a chief exec, that gives me a great lever to do things, because everyone is so committed to the cause that we have.
Yeah, I'd second that. Now, again, because of my role as a former trustee, I have the inside knowledge. I know that the hospice, and this is one of the reasons why through Business Life Global we support the charity, has to raise $4 million a year just to provide the services that it's providing now. That's a heck of a lot of money. So how important is your relationship with local businesses?
It's critical, absolutely critical. So as you said, Matt, we do get some funding from the NHS, but that doesn't really touch the services that we provide. Obviously, during lockdown, our shops were closed, so we have 10 charity shops across Nottinghamshire. They've been closed, so we've lost 70% of our income from those. Fundraising from things like charity, you know, the challenge events that people normally do, climbing Ben Nevis and those sorts of things, they're all stopped. So it's been a real tough year this year. So we do rely on support from local businesses, and we've got some people helping us out. Not obviously Matt's organisation, but other people in the room that are doing things like sponsored walks and things for us. So anything anyone can do to help us, we would be really grateful, because that's what keeps me awake at night. This £12,000 a day in my head.
Yeah, that's quite scary, isn't it? And I do know that this time of year, in the run-up to Christmas, there's a special fundraising event. I wonder if you'd like to tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so we do, I don't know if people are aware, but the hospice building, ironically, was John Player, the cigarette magnate. Yeah, let's move on about talking about that. It was his family house. So there's a beautiful historic turret at the top of the building. So what we do at this time of the year, organisations can pay £350, which is the cost of a night's care, to light up the turret. So some individuals do it. So we had a wonderful family earlier in the week who came and lit it up for their mum. So this lady, Pat, had lived in Sneinton all her life. They were such characters. So we sat in the garden, and Pat's favourite colour was orange, so we lit the turret up orange and all sat in the garden and had a chat about Pat, which was just lovely. So we can light it up whatever colour organisations want, and it's just a really nice way of remembering people, and the light shines across the whole of Nottingham. So it's just a really special thing. And you know, people think that there's lots of sadness in the hospice, and obviously there is, and particularly at this time of year, you know, for some families, the people that Liz will be looking after, you know, the other families are celebrating, and you've got someone dying, and then for those that have lost people, again, as Liz said, our demand for bereavement services has gone up 104% during COVID. There might be that empty seat at the table, but then you might also be laughing that person used to snore really loudly after Christmas dinner and, you know, disrupt the Queen's speech. So it's really mixed emotions for people. So we do have people that sponsor the Light as an organisation, but also those that sponsor it as individuals to remember their loved ones.
And have you got any spare nights that still need sponsoring?
We have got lots of spare nights that need sponsoring, so please let us know if you would like to do that. As I say, the £350 pays for someone like Liz to do a whole night of care for somebody. And like Liz said, sometimes that means that the relative can go to sleep, because everything's a bit more bearable when you've had a good night's sleep, isn't it? It might mean that they want to talk to Liz or her colleagues and get some emotional support or some practical advice about what is going to happen next, what sort of things do I need to look for. So it's a great value for money. Yeah. It's priceless. It's priceless what Liz does.
Rachel and Liz, thank you very much. I hope that's given you a little bit of a window into what the hospice does. We're very happy to be supporting you in our own very modest way. And we look forward to our relationship developing in the months and years to come. Thanks
you.
very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So we're now approaching 2 o'clock. We should get some coffee at some point delivered to us. But I do at this stage, in case anyone has to go promptly at 2, to say thank you for coming. Hope you'll come again. You'll have seen from the global hookups we've done, this network has huge potential. You know, I'm doing it. We're supporting the hospice. I like to have a good lunch. Who doesn't? But I'm doing this for serious business reasons because it's about the connections that we make and where that might lead. So thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll see you at the next one. Vicky.
Right, so who would like to go at this point? Or who would like to stay and network with a few more people on the Zoom? Because you're more than welcome, we're not going to get rid of you. Well, no one looks like they want to go. So I'm going to now go onto my Zoom. And who can we speak to next? Right. My Zoom family, are you there? Yes, Brian is there. Fantastic. Oh, we're doing the quiz results. We'll do that in a minute, shall we?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the quiz results in a second. I don't
Yes.
want you to think I've forgotten. That's the most important thing.
That is the most important thing. And we have to do the prize draw as well. Right, so Brian, I can see you're with us now. Are you driving?
You can speak.
Yes, please go ahead. Please address the crowd here in the UK and on our live stream, because you're actually communicating through 2 channels, and we want to know about what you do.
Great. Greetings, everyone. I'm very delighted to know Victoria, Bailey, and very, very glad to be a part of the BNQ family from Africa. I am a youth leader of a youth organization called Incredible Youth International. I run in about 60 countries now with a network of over 2.9 million young people. Because they're soon becoming 3 million. We have about 1,600 clubs in different schools. It's always a great opportunity for me to keep engaging with this wonderful network of family. I wish I knew you 20 years back. I believe by now Africa would tremendously be transformed. I know the history dictates that we were one continent, one country, and then the British Empire came and disorganized us. But I'm grateful that Victoria is building the bridges with her wonderful vision and network. Ever since we launched in Africa, we have so many friends of ours across Africa that are reaching out how to engage, how do we go to join and open up these wonderful projects. I'm busy working with Evans, my brother Maganda, to make sure. Even right now, I'm driving to meet an investor from Estonia who's interested in buying a property in Uganda to begin networking. He's buying a property at $2 million, so he needs my decision. So things are moving in a very wonderful and perfect direction. I'm appealing to whoever is in London right now on this breakfast or lunch or dinner, whatever it is, to join as soon as possible, because the real deal is in the BLG family. And thank you so much, Victoria, for obeying God and take lead in this wonderful vision. Because I'm driving and I'm on the highway, that's all I can speak by now. If I was seated in one place, I'd be more than happy to take in questions. Thank you so much. Over to you, Victoria.
Oh, thank you, Brian. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Thank you. So everyone else has left the Zoom. I think James and Maganda are the only 2 other people on there, which they're our key members. So I'm going to hand back over to Matt now, and he's going to give us the results for the quiz.
Yeah, very, very important. So actually you did very well, guys. Well done. But just to put you out of your misery, just in case you weren't sure, I'll go through the answers first of all. So how many ghosts in Christmas Carol? It is 4, because people forget about Jacob Marley. So you both got that right. Well done. Which country did eggnog come from? Actually, it's an English thing. Which words follow Silent Night? Yes, well done. Holy Night. The movie Miracle in 34th Street features which real-life store? It's Macy's, the giant store in New York. And when I was in New York, I managed to persuade my wife not to go in. I told her we'd spend too long in there because it is huge. No. Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree? Yes, it was Germany. Now, how many gifts in total were given in the 12 Days of Christmas song? And the answer was 364. And one table got that right. Seriously impressed. You must have done some very fast maths, I reckon. The 3 reindeer names beginning with D. Yes, Dasher, Dancer and Donna. And the musical questions, Merry Christmas Everyone by Slade, and that was 1973. Do They Know It's Christmas Time was Band Aid, 1984. And the third one was Two Become One, the Spice Girls, and that was 1996. So, the results, Table 3 got 15 points, but Table 1 got 19. So congratulations. So Table 1 are sort of our winners today, so congratulations. So I think everyone's had an opportunity to put a business card in here. We have a bottle of Prosecco for the owner of the business card that gets drawn out. So, no looking, Mike. Do you want to do the honours?
He's looking. Pick your own card out.
Yeah. Well, it's possible. Who's
Phoenix Rising.
It's Phoenix Rising.
She manifested it. And look what happened.
So congratulations, Pam. You win the bottle of Prosecco. Early Christmas present. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Danny, do you want to chase out the coffee? So while we're waiting for coffee, you're welcome to stay as long as you want to. We've got a little film to play you. Just tells you a bit more about Business Live Global, but that's the end of the official proceedings. So again, thanks for coming.
And Dave wanted to say something.
Oh yes, go on, Dave. Over to you.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to find it at the moment. So bear with me. We got that many little videos. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Send the links out on email or the link to live.
What, to the whole video again? Yeah, but it'll go onto our YouTube. Yeah, we'll send that to you.
Okay, I think I found it. Here we go. So those of you who aren't members will know of this. Those of you who aren't members, we have our very own BLG radio. We have our very own BLG radio station. So here's a small video that I've put together just to help promote it, really. But let's turn the sound up on here, and hopefully you're not going to get any feedback on this.
This is your girl Pink. What's up, everybody? I'm Eminem. You're listening to Business Live Global, where your business meets the rest of the world.
Hi guys, I'm delighted to welcome the wonderful Tim Lee from Collaborate MK today.
Business Live Global. No news, no DJs, just great music and expert entrepreneurs. An international audience increasing week on week. And it was about like 2005 that I started really
BLG radio station. So here's a small video that I've put together just to help promote it, really. But let's turn the sound up. So the radio station went live March the 17th of this year, and since then we've grown and we're listened to and tuned into in 13 countries already, which is great. For those who are members, you get an opportunity as part of your membership to, as many times as you'd like, talk about your business. And it's all done pre-recorded via Zoom. So either myself or Victoria will interview you, chat, not an interview. And then I edit it. I ask you for a music track of your choice that you'd like to be played, and it's all over within about 12 minutes. So we get like 4 interviews per hour. Yeah? March the 17th of this year, and since then we've grown and we're listened to and tuned into.
And also we're looking for people who want to run their own show.
Yes.
So if you've got an expertise in certain areas and you'd like to have your own show, then talk to us because we're always looking for content like that. And we'll turn that into a podcast for you.
And if you actually want to know where the radio station is, because some people do ask that, where is it? If you go to our businesslifeglobal.com web address, on the front you'll see that we've got On Air and our YouTube channel. So we've made it really easy for people to find it. And all you've got to do is click on that. That will then go off to the radio station and we can see who's actually on there now. So Dave Sinclair, that's me, is talking with Douglas Waddle, sorry Douglas. Followed up by the tech show. And down here you can press play and you can actually hear it. And then here's a full schedule of what's coming up. And here is where you navigate to the podcast area. And there's no news reports, there's no weather reports. It's all pre-recorded material, all business related. So entrepreneurs giving their top tips, people like yourselves talking about your business, and it's a plug. And why not? It's part of the service. Anyway, that's enough from me. I've rabbited on long enough. Do you want to just finish off?
I'll just finish off so we can finish off the live stream as well. Right, so thank you everyone for attending today. Have you enjoyed yourselves? Yes. Very importantly. Right, I'm just going to come round because we're live streaming as well, make it more interesting for people watching. Who wants to give us a bit of feedback from today's event on this table? Yeah, Caroline. I knew you would do it.
So I was looking at you. You want me to stand up?
Please do, and then have a look over there. Just turn
Okay.
around, my darling.
Shall I just turn round? Okay. What can I say? Well, Business Live Global, since I joined Business Live Global, it's just helped the businesses grow exponentially. But what I can say as a member, if you are really looking for visibility for your business to grow, not just locally, internationally, but globally, then this is the place to be. It's an incredible network. It is growing exponentially. And just being able to come and meet people in person locally is even more special. So I welcome anybody visiting, anybody watching from afar. We feel that you're in the room with us. And, I just want to thank Victoria and Dave, and we've got Greg and other Dave who are supporting us with the team, and Danielle, and, all the wonderful people who are here. Big thumbs up from me. I'm Caroline Sylvia Ragg, and my business is called the Starflower Company. So thank you very much.
Thank you, my darling. Anyone else? And you can also give yourself a little plug at the end, as Caroline just did, which is really good. Who would that? Oh, come on, Pam. I know you want to.
Oh, I will do.
Here we go. Here's one of our other lovely members, Pam Edwards. Here we go, my darling.
So, at the end of another very successful meeting, fabulous to see new faces and catch up with regular people as well at this event. It really is. If you are a business owner, and wherever you are, but you're really interested and focused on growing your business, then membership with Business Live Global is a no-brainer. It's a very focused group, very much determined to increase everybody's business as much as they possibly can. So much support throughout the whole of the group. And it's wonderful to be amongst a dedicated people who really want to make a big difference. And if that's you, well, you should be part of Business Live Global wherever we are, because we are global. Some amazing expansions going on in the network, absolutely fantastic. And the Nottingham group is really growing very, very well. And we want to see many more people come and join us. So if you really want to focus on growing your business in 22, then you need to be here with us on a regular basis, and you'll get fantastic food into the bargain. So I am Pam Edwards, and I'm the owner of Phoenix Rising Services, the home of lasting personal transformations. Thank you.
Well done, Pam. Thank you. It was wonderful. Yeah, she has. She has. Right. Would you like to say a few words, sir? Or would you like me to interview about it? Do the interview style, shall we?
You can do.
And how have you... So just tell me what's your name and where do you come from? Yeah, stand up so we can see your T-shirt.
Yeah, there we go.
What's your name? Where do you come from, love?
Name's Wilson, from Nottingham. I'm an accountant, and I'm a Scot. The accent comes out. I love Scotland, but do you know something? Today I'm humble with these ladies.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Wilson's one of our latest members as well. Bless him. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you. Right. Who else have we got then who'd like to share a few words today? Anyone else on this table? Donna? Yeah? Do you want to stand up, my darling? Right, this is Donna from Action Coach. What have you found interesting about today?
I've joined as a member last month, and I just find the network really good to connect with others, and with regards to the connections that I've made, and the people that come, it's a really good event to come to. So I'd encourage anyone that wants to join us next year, feel free.
Thank you. And just how do people get in contact with you? And what does Action Coach actually do? Just give us a quick summary.
Action Coach in Chesterfield deals with businesses that do strategic, helps with strategic business planning, also helps with business growth and profits as well. We also do a few free events for members to come along to, just to see what we actually are about, and just to get to know us a bit better.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Donna. Let's give Donna a round of applause, people. Thank you. And what about, have we got somebody that isn't a member of Business Live that'd like to say something? Joe, would you like to say a few words about today? Or somebody else you want to do? Yes, there's people like that. They're shying away. People are scared to go on the live stream. That's the problem, isn't it? Here, Matt. Go on.
I was going to interview Suze because I know Suze. Come on, Suze. So here we go. So I think we'll probably make this the last one because I want. Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, make sure that's on.
Hello. So I do know Suze, but Suze, if you'd like to tell me your name and what your company does, please.
My name is Suze Moore, and I work for the New Fat, which is a design agency in Nottingham. Carry on. You say what I do.
All I was going to say was that my business here, Arch Communications, does quite a lot of work with and for the New Fat. We're like partners, really. You make things look nice, and then we provide the sort of bit that goes in the middle, the words.
The good bits,
But New Fat has actually been going a long time. It's really well established Nottingham business. Bit of a hidden gem, and
I've got some calendars to give
a really nice present for people in the room. We've got these fantastic chocolate advent calendars from the New Fat. So please do help yourself to one on the way out. So thank you, Suze, for bringing those with you.
Thank you.
So. Sort of clients you do, sort of works you do? It's very varied, I know.
It is very mixed, and it's probably for scientific, manufacturing, leisure, retail, anything really that needs to look good in front of their clients, online, in print. Yeah.
And it's everything from designing a new logo to signage to cars to digital brochures to websites.
Yeah, quite a lot of social media graphics, anything that really, however you're going to promote yourself, we just make sure you look professional.
So I know it's your first time at a Business Live Global lunch.
Yes.
What do you reckon?
Very nice food. Thank you. No, it's been really nice to meet everybody. I've not been networking for quite a few years, so it's nice to get back to it. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Suze, very much. Yeah. So thanks to everyone who's been watching.
Thank you. Joe, would you like to say a few words? Have you said enough today? How do you feel? No, you can be the last one. Right, can you swing the camera around? Sorry. I'm being a right pain in the backside today, aren't I? Right. Joe, how have you found today, my darling?
Really good networking meeting. Really moved by what Rachel and her colleague were saying. Fantastic food, fantastic quiz, 364, thank you very much. Would recommend anyone to come along to it because it's an absolutely fantastic opportunity to network in person, and hoping to build some contacts for my business, which is resiliencetraining.org.uk.
That's it. Thank you very much, my darling. Lou, as a member, would you like to say a few words about today as well?
Third one I've been to now as a member, and it's been fantastic. Like Joe says, the quiz, always our favourite part.
We're brilliant, aren't we?
Yeah, we've won again. But yeah, food's fantastic. People in the room are amazing. It's just a great pleasure to come here again for another month.
Fantastic. Well, that concludes our Business Live Global live stream today and the live lunch. Thank you very, very much for joining us at your home, wherever that is in the world. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you to everyone in the room. Give yourselves a big round of applause.
Is it just me wearing a hat?
Yes. Well done.
Yeah,